Dream it, believe it, become it. Welcome to the very first edition of The Fight is Right. I'm going to say again.
Come on down!
The very first edition of The Fight is Right. And I'm honored to present my co-host, a man that many people know, the one and only Spencer Fearon, also known as the Master Knowledge.
That's right. Big up my brother Tunde Ajayi. You know what I mean? Master genius. You know what I mean? The pad technician. The man that's got more combinations than a safe breaker. You know how it goes. But we got to talk about the fight.
Yes.
The weekend fight was very, very serious, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, Errol Spence, Shawn Porter. It was a beautiful fight, man.
Yes, especially when I don't watch boxing.
Well, you better start watching it now, mate.
Yeah, I'm converted. What a fight. You know, it's so funny because I was in a gym a few years back in Floyd Mayweather's gym and I watched the two of them spar.
Who got the better of the spar?
We don't talk about sparring.
No, we do.
we don't talk about sparring.
So we telling me before then. I'm like, oh yeah, I saw this spar. Okay, what happened in spar? We don't talk about sparring. Why'd you mention it?
No, but you know why? I'll tell you.
Shut up.
No, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because I know, you know, Errol's a very serious guy. Yeah. He takes everything serious and in a professional manner. And you know, I was there when he sparred Floyd Mayweather. And but one thing I would say where Shawn Porter's concerned, if anyone who knows Shawn and his father, they work on particulars. Yeah. So, you know, I know like...
I know, they're specific.
Me and Anthony, we always crack up at it because one day we was in Devon Haney, Bill Haney's gym. We was all there, myself, O'Hara Davis, Junior Benjamin, Otisaba, and Shawn's dad got in a ring and he's like, no, Shawn, no, Shawn, you're not doing it properly, Shawn. I want you to go left, right, and then come over with a hook. So that's the thing about the Porter. So, you know, you can't look at it from a situation where you say he got the better because you don't know. You know, Shawn was and his father were working on specific and Errol was being what he always is man down. Yeah.
But it's like, when you see like with Shawn Porter, especially like for the build-up for this fight, you know what? I got to give him maximum respect because on a real, I thought he was going to lose on points, but I had a sneaky feeling that Errol Spence could stop him, especially like when he's up close and from his southpaw position, that he'll throw a left hook. Yes. But he drives that shot in, and I thought that shot was going to catch him. And sometimes we've seen in like a couple of like down the stretch, Shawn Porter, he kind of. The wear and tear of the rounds, they get the better of him. Mm-hmm. But in this fight here, he made weight properly, and that's the most important thing, right?
Yes.
So he made the 147 correctly. Like you were saying, like I've been on weight for like a week now. Everything's according to plan. I've been eating for the week, and when he said that, then you got to realize because even though he's not a tall guy, but he's very, very thick set. Yes. He's broad shouldered, and he's very.
Sorry to cut you. I know in the amateurs he fought Usyk
and beat him.
And Danny Jacobs.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, you're talking about a 160 fighter who's probably a 200-pound fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
And Usyk is a unified cruiserweight champion who's moved up to heavyweight. Right. So these are big guys.
Big guys. But like when you look on now with what Shawn Porter did in that fight, when you get great fights.
Yes.
And that was a great fight. That's like a great fight of the year candidate, no about that.
Absolutely.
When you see a great fight, you don't really look at who won or who lost, you know. You're reminiscing about the fight. And it was close. And it was justified in being a split decision. And not to the fact that we were over gassing on Errol Spence. I think we underestimated Shawn Porter and his desire. And it was like I spoke to Kenny Porter on Sunday. And Kenny said, Spence, if I don't laugh, I'm gonna cry. You know what I mean? And like But what he's done is
did he feel that his son won the fight?
He said it was a close fight. He didn't deny the fact it was a close fight. But you know what? In fights like that, he could have actually got the nod. But the knockdown was decisive.
Deciding factor.
It was decisive to the fact that, you know what, it's a close fight and I've got to do something to really impress the judges.
Yes.
And that knockdown, but you know what, I rate how the way Shawn Porter has brushed it up, has got back up there, come, let's go again.
Yeah,
great fight.
You know what I look at? Do you know what I look at? I look at the fact that, I know we're talking about a different fighter, but Broner dropped Porter as well. But
wait a minute, you know that was a catchweight fight, right?
Okay.
Remember, it was at 143.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was at 143. Remember, Broner just come off with a loss against Madonna, and that fight was a catchweight fight at 143, and that was a wicked left hook. Remember, he dropped. I'm sure it was a left hook. It was a lead left hook in the last round. But I'm also saying, we all know. Remember, you're saying like Shawn Porter most probably 200 pounds, walking around at 200 pounds, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
To get down to that's 57 pounds of weight coming off of you, you know?
Yeah, and
right.
You know what? It's funny because when we were in Vegas and the time we spent in Vegas, it seems to be like a norm. Fighters are, you know, overseas. They're always talking about losing so much weight, and I to this day I can't get around it. You know, Errol, definitely, I see Errol with my own eyes. Bro, 200 pounds.
Bro, if not more than that. I see Errol Spence. When was it? The time when, what was it for Mayweather? What was it? Mayweather versus Canelo.
Canelo, yes.
Right, remember we was out there, right?
Yes.
And I see Errol Spence out in the casino.
Yes.
I couldn't believe the size of it. I couldn't believe the size.
It's amazing.
He's massive, you know.
It's amazing. I don't know how they do it. But the number one question everyone is asking. Credit to Shawn Porter, put up a tremendous fight and
sorry, this is good coffee, you know. I'm gonna tell you shit. I don't know what kind of judgment you're going to, but that coffee's on point.
You know, I'm a genius when it comes to coffee. But I think the question everyone is asking, can the number 2 pound for pound ranked, according to Ring Magazine, welterweight, Terence Bud Crawford defeat Errol Spence? That's what I want to know. I want your expert opinion.
I'm just being real. Yeah, I'm just being real.
Yes.
I saw flaws inside Errol Spence on the weekend, but I think it was the style, that perpetual motion, that bullying. You got to think Shawn Porter was in on Errol Spence.
Yes.
Like it was on his chest, like he was bellowing.
Yeah, but, I think everyone knows that's how Shawn. I remember I was outside Floyd Mayweather's gym, and I remember his dad vividly saying, Floyd Mayweather don't want this work, man. Floyd Mayweather don't want this work. You know, Shawn's all wrong for him, man. And you know what? You look at Shawn and you can actually see how he would give a fighter of any ilk trouble.
You got to think, his style, I see little bits of him. I see a lot on certain things of how he throws his hands.
Again, credit to Kell Brook, because you done the business, Kell. He beat Shawn.
I don't think, you know what, that was a close fight.
No,
it was a close fight.
No,
I'm just being real. That was a close fight.
It wasn't, because
it was a close fight.
Kell came from Sheffield. This is what I'm trying to say. It's always us going to the backyard, and we're proving that we can do it and put up great. You know yourself. You know about the whole energy factor.
Yeah.
When I think that's why it's such a big thing when someone goes over to another man's backyard and even challenges him. So again, we're gone off subject, but no, not really, because Kell's saying he's gone back down to
he's gone back down to
so we discussed that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Right. So I'm just go back to, if you look at Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford, what's he ranked? Pound for pound, number 2, Ring Magazine.
Number 2, yes.
Number 2, who is it? Lomachenko's number 1.
Oh, on a proper pound for pound. Yes, I believe that's right. Yeah.
In there, but you know, it's up for debate, right? It's up for debate because you know what? Well, Canelo could be pound for pound number 1, but on that rankings, but in the welterweight 147 rankings,
yes,
Errol Spence is ranked higher than Terence Crawford. And lots of people say, "Oh, how does that work?" And I'm gonna break it down. It's quite simple. on the pound for pound rankings, they're actually saying pound for pound. So it's saying like if it was to calculate everything that that Terence Crawford's done in his career, right, from being lightweight, light welterweight, and welterweight champion, he has accomplished more than what Errol Spence has done. But at this particular weight, because Errol Spence has beaten better quality of opponents, you got to say that he's beaten better quality of opponents.
You think so?
Listen, the win he has done. Simple. All right, check this one out. No disrespect to Amir Khan before he thinks I'm hating him, right? Amir Khan, it's the fact that the fights are not there or they're not being available for Terence Crawford because PBC's got their fighters and PBC's fighters ain't going to be mixing with Bob Arum's top ranked fighters. So it's difficult for Terence Crawford to get that fight. But just similar to when Roy Jones moved up to heavyweight and beat John Ruiz. Incredible performance. 2003. Lennox Lewis was still WBC champion. He won the WBA title. In the pound for pound rankings, Roy Jones was still #1 pound for pound. Yes. But at that weight, right, Lennox Lewis was the man, and he was the man, and quite rightly.
So what you're saying is that Errol deserves to be there.
Yeah, he does. He does.
But okay, so okay, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm putting a point across.
All right. You're playing God's advocate, yeah?
What?
You're playing God's advocate.
I like that one.
Right. You don't play no devils in
I like that one. Errol Spence, last fight was against Mikey Garcia.
Yeah.
He took his O. That's a big scalp. I believe that the only other O, there might be one other that Errol Spence has taken, is a guy called, a Ghanaian guy, Latte. Remember that fight?
Latte, clap him. Latte hurt him, you know. Latte went in that fight with some powder on his hand, you know.
So, but then, if we look at Bud.
Yeah. At 147.
It don't matter.
At 147.
To me, it's the quality of the fight.
Yeah. But at 147
and I say that
though.
because Terence Crawford has taken the O of Gamboa.
Yeah, and Gamboa was
Terence Crawford has taken the O of Victor Postel.
Now, very true.
Terence Crawford has taken the O of Jose Benavidez. What can't I even say his name? Benavidez. His brother who won
on the weekend.
Super middleweight title.
On the weekend.
These are top guys.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
These are top guys. There may be, well, Benavidez is a welterweight. I think he may have started up as but that's clever matchmaking because I remember the rumor about Benavidez dealing with Khan in sparring. So they made it, you know, me having my manager's head on, okay, I've just done Amir, so let me fight the man that, maybe they wasn't thinking, maybe I'm overthinking it, that we know dominated Khan in sparring. And he stopped Benavidez. Again, he stopped these guys.
Yeah, I know.
These are good scalps from Crawford.
Yeah, they're excellent scalps. But what I'm saying is, let Errol Spence have that #1 position right now. But I think if he was to go face Terence Crawford, I saw flaws in Errol Spence. But
was they flaws? Sorry to cut you. Was they flaws, or was it merely a fact?
There were flaws.
That this was a guy that had been in there with, I think Porter's been in there with Garcia. Has he been in there with Furman?
Yep. He's been in with guys, man. He's been in with guys.
And
Mananaji.
These are levels.
Devin Alexander.
Come on, man. So that is really, apart from Garcia, that's really Errol's first proper fight. You know, and against a guy who's can match him mentally. You saw the whole build up.
He was on him.
Porter was showing him that this is going to be a fight. Not only that, I feel that.
And because of that, because of all of them things, from what we're saying about Shawn Porter, that is the reason why Errol Spence should be #1 welterweight. Because Shawn Porter is a serious guy. And Shawn Porter has improved since the Kell Brook fight. So
what happens between Bud and Porter? That's the fight.
Yeah, right.
What happens between Bud and Porter? That's the fight.
Yeah. I'm slightly favouring Crawford to outbox him and beat him on points because he's got more.
You can't outbox. You don't. Porter's not a guy you start boxing with.
No,
You're gonna have to fight.
No, I'm saying Errol Spence. I'm saying that Bud Crawford would. I got Bud
No,
Crawford.
but we know that. But I'm saying, what do you think about Bud? I mean, we're going off subject again. But Bud and Shawn Porter.
That's a wicked fight. And you know what? I would love for that fight to happen.
Mash it up.
Reason why I'd love to see that fight. I'll tell you why. But I think like Terence Crawford said, I ain't gonna fight him because he's my brethren or something like that. Recently, yeah.
Forget all that, man.
Yeah, come on. Like legacy, come on. Bridges after the fight. Because I know Porter and Spence cut some peas on the weekend and him to a bridges, right?
Yes.
If Terence Crawford was to fight Shawn Porter's style would give him that night, you know.
I'm telling you.
Shawn Porter's style would give him that night.
So just remember where you heard it first. You heard it on The Fight Is Right. Shawn Porter versus Terence Bud Crawford. But anyway.
Big boy fight. You know what? I'm going to get on the phone and start. I'm going to ring Kenny Porter in a minute, man.
We went up
that's a big fight. But let's talk about Errol Spence now. That's the next fight. He's going to fight Danny Garcia.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's going to fight Danny Garcia.
I'm going to phone Danny and find out if that's
he's
true.
Gonna fight. Yeah, he's going to fight. He's going to fight. Listen, you got to see like what PBC are doing is this, and like I understand it, because they've got their commodities and they're not going to boost up no one else's commodity. But let's not forget who Terence Crawford is. Let's not forget like the guy is a supreme athlete.
Yes.
Right. He's an excellent boxer, and he's a very he's very well thought of. I like the things that he's done. I remember when he came over here to fight Ricky Burns, and I was doing the technical.
And we done that in your house.
In my house, we sat down and watched the fight.
And the people say, "What are them bloody?" What are them bloody two? No, Tunde, bloody Roger Mayweather, what are they? And I told them that this guy Terence Crawford,
he's a serious fighter.
What I see was something special.
He's serious. I mean, like I said, he's a very, very serious guy. But Danny and Errol, that would be a good fight, you know.
Danny and Errol Spence.
Yeah,
because you know, obviously, again, when myself and Anthony Yard went over to Atlantic City, we drove down to Philly.
Yeah.
And we was with his dad and Danny. Beautiful people, dedicated to their craft. All they know is about his hard work. And you know what? It makes me laugh because I remember when Danny was coming up and people were saying he's rubbish. He ain't that good. And then he fought Ashley Fearpain. Yeah. Ashley put up probably the best performance of his
life, bro.
Big up Ashley.
Split decision he lost on that.
Split decision. Ashley, the treasure. Fearpain. You know, and I think even then people didn't really rate Danny. It was the fight against Amir Khan.
That was his bust night. If you need a night that you're going to blow on the scene, that was his night.
And that left hook.
That left hook was serious. But when we talk about this left hook now,
yes.
Go watch it. It was kind of similar to when Oliver McCall knocked out Lennox Lewis. Because he didn't plan to throw, he just threw the shot.
But people say
that's not lucky. There's no lucky shot because when you throw a shot, you're meaning to lick something.
How can it be lucky when he's done it numerous times?
Right, but that was vicious when he clapped Amir Khan. Amir Khan, but are we seeming to forget Amir Khan was boiling him in that fight? You know,
was he what?
Amir Khan was dealing with him. Amir Khan.
I need to watch that fight again.
Amir Khan's hands are ridiculous.
You know,
seriously.
I'm a great Amir Khan supporter. I just believe what he's done for British boxing is incredible. I don't know how anyone could hate on him. But I mean, I need to watch that fight again.
Watch it again, man. Seriously.
Because you know, it's like a football match. Nobody cares about the 70th and the 89th minute. It's 100%. What the 90th minute is, and I just remember the left hook. That's all I remember about the fight. So and I know it's a shot that Danny. I was watching him spar, and I remember my guy from the Boxing Voice. What's the guy who runs the Boxing Voice? Nestor. Yeah. I remember he was happy with the sparring that Danny was getting in preparation for. What fight was that? It was a big fight. It was when we was there. What was Danny's? Anyway, but I remember me and Anthony was watching the sparring and the left hook, it's such a natural shot. Now, is that enough to bother Errol? Because Errol looks like he's got a sturdy chin as well. You know, well, you have to when you dedicate yourself that much.
But who was it? Bob Paget, right? You remember Bob Paget?
Bob Paget, yeah.
Bob Paget.
Old
They always
school.
say, yeah, like Spence, the way they do with southpaws, people will keep on worrying about throwing a right and you throw the bloody left hook. Right?
Yeah.
So Bob always says from when I was young.
Yes.
So, and I've seen like guys who do throw the left hook and get success from it. I remember when Audley Harrison got knocked out by Michael Sprott.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
Right.
I was there that night.
Yeah. That was a horrible
I was
knockout.
there.
That was a horrible
Michael
knockout.
ran like he just teed something. He ran. When the shot landed, you remember? He turned.
I know. He ran around the place like he was mad. He did team something. He stole Audley Harrison's senses. But there's no bless on Audley. Audley's my guy still. But if them two fight, and they're gonna fight, right? But and this is the thing is this. I remember when nobody wanted to fight Errol Spence. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Nobody
Yes.
wanted to fight him.
That's true.
Right? When he was calling out all guys. I remember when he was sat on Showtime with Keith Thurman, and they were talking about him fighting, and they just avoided this. Both of them sat there, but Keith Thurman just avoided that of like Errol Spence because
Yes.
everyone knows that Errol Spence is serious. He
So
gave that work.
do you think now that this fight is finished that people see? I mean, you
Flaws.
just alluded to it that
Yeah.
there's vulnerability in Errol.
I'll tell you what, there are vulnerabilities, but I believe that it takes some of the style of Shawn Porter to expose those vulnerabilities.
Yes.
Because remember, he's on you like white on rice. So he's just on you. He's annoyingly on. He was annoyingly,
Yes.
and he wasn't just on him. He was giving angles. But we've seen him in his work. He was like shifting to the right, shifting to the left,
Yes.
throw the shot. Like he would ship over to his left, but he'd throw like a straight left hand, and he'd come down to the body. Obviously done his homework. You know what I mean? And plus, then he brought in Barry Hunter as well. So I mean, and Barry knows the game.
Inside that.
As well as having his dad there. So I mean, he had a beacon of knowledge around him as well. So they worked out what they worked out. But still, at the end of the day, the result was the result.
Yes.
And the result was fair. It wasn't a robbery. The result was fair because of the knockdown.
But I feel that Errol pressured the whole fight.
It did, and that's the thing. I think Errol Spence could be just believing his own hype. Like, right, you know what I have to do is I'm gonna just turn over, man. I'm gonna knock out guys. I don't know, or maybe Porter got into his head where he said, right, you know what? I'm just gonna go deal with you, you know.
No, I mean, I think the whole point of being a great champion is adjusting to all styles. So, like in the Garcia fight, Errol wanted to prove to everybody
That he could box.
I can box you. It was a way smaller guy, and I think that him being so big and having that power, it's like just fighting a lightweight. He just controlled the situation. But I think he actually met someone who is as strong as him and who's got an awkward style, but he came through. It's like when Floyd fought Maidana, the first fight. That was a close fight.
It was a close fight. I was there for that fight.
Yeah.
I remember I FaceTime you from there.
And then the second fight, Floyd said, all right, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
I'll just box your ears off. So, it's
So how do you think Danny Garcia would do against against Errol Spence?
That's a good fight. I'm just going to be honest. I think knowing both fighters, people forget that Danny was unified.
He was unified when he beat Amir Khan. Yeah.
Danny, listen, he's got that spirituality. Him and his father, they got that close connection. And I've been in the gym with them. And it's not something that you can really explain. It's like, where does the power come from when he throws that left hook? You know, that's invisible power. Because he doesn't even load up. It's like it's the hand. And I saw Errol take a few shots, which you're inevitably going to when you facing a pound for pound or an elite fighter. But what makes you an elite fighter is that you're able to weather that storm and come back. And as he did, drop him. So, Danny's never touched the floor. Has Danny ever touched the floor in a fight?
No, I don't believe he has, no.
I ain't never seen Danny touch the floor. And I see him make people touch the floor.
Yeah, but what I've noticed with Danny Garcia, you give him a boxer,
Yes.
and he does suffer a little bit. I mean,
Yes.
Paulie Malignaggi, he suffered in that fight. Paulie boxed very, very well. Did a good game plan, very, very good movements, right? Anyhow you come to fight Danny Garcia,
Yeah, you're in trouble.
you're in trouble.
Yeah, so but that's why I say that's where I think the IQ of Errol Spence will come into play. You remember, that's why I never fall into another fighter's game plan. or allow another fighter to take me off my game plan. I think Errol, it wasn't he got exposed, he's vulnerable. What he allowed himself to do was get drawn into the battle. Because all I heard was, I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to knock you out. That's all I heard for the whole run-up. I'm going to knock you out. Don't worry about it. I ain't going nowhere. And so maybe, you know, because of that, because he put so much focus on the KO, it didn't come. If he maybe was just the normal Errol Spence, break a man down systematically, it would have been a night where he probably would have got that KO.
Yeah, for real.
Remember to like, comment and subscribe to the Stamina for Sale YouTube channel.